Hey friends, I'm Steph from cheapskatecook.com and stephaniejenkins.com, and today we're going to make some plant-based meals. These are some of my personal favorite budget-friendly, plant-forward recipes, and they are very flexible. So I'm going to show you how I make them, but you can adapt them to your own needs. You can add meat if you want. You can just leave it out completely. You don't have to have everything that I'm going to show you today. You can actually just adapt it to whatever you have in your kitchen. Because we're trying to save money, we're trying to eat healthy, and this is my favorite way to do it, and hopefully it will help you too. Okay, we're gonna start by boiling some water, and we're gonna make a batch of quinoa. The most important thing that you can do when you're trying to make quinoa is rinse the quinoa for a full minute. Use some kind of a fine mesh strainer or cheesecloth or whatever you need to use, but it's gotta be rinsed or else it's going to turn out very bitter. Besides that, just cook it according to package directions. It's gonna be delicious and light and perfect for our first plant-based meal. Next, you're gonna take an onion and dice it up pretty small. I like to use a red onion because it's more budget friendly. You can use scallions, you can use a green onion. If you really hate onions, just skip this step altogether. This recipe is very flexible, just make it the way that you like. But I like mine with red onion. And then I'm gonna put it into a bowl and cover it with lemon juice. This extra step is called macerating the onion. I just think it makes it taste better. It kind of takes the edge off of the, onion flavor while still adding a really delicious depth to the salad. We're gonna make this a Greek style salad. So I'm gonna take a cucumber and I will peel it and chop it up. And then I'm gonna take other different vegetables that we have. Cucumbers are a classic option for Greek salad. I'm going to use tomatoes. If you have red bell pepper, you can use those. Lots and lots of different options. Just kind of do whatever you like. If you have shredded carrots, go ahead and throw those in there. That would taste great in this recipe, even though that's not a classic Greek salad thing. If you don't like tomatoes or you just don't have any, then go ahead and skip that too. Quick tip, use the flat of your blade to crush the garlic before peeling it and mincing it. This will make it so much easier and it will kind of release the juices and make everything more delicious. But also, the garlic is totally optional. There is garlic in the dressing. I just add it because it's delicious and I already had it. Honestly, I've made this recipe with just like the bare bones quinoa and some dressing and some chickpeas, and it still tastes great. So use what you have and just kind of decide what's important to you here. I would say the dressing's really important, the quinoa is obviously important, and then you're going to want some vegetables because we're trying to make plant forward, so use whatever vegetables you have. For this video, I just stuck to the classic Greek salad things. I've got some fresh parsley, I'm going to add some Kalamata olives and feta. Don't forget the macerated onions, and I'm going to throw in some chickpeas as well. In my opinion, the thing that really makes this salad amazing is the Greek dressing. This is my family's favorite salad dressing. We always have it in our fridge. This dressing has really simple ingredients. You probably already have everything in your kitchen, so it's something that we love and it really makes this salad delicious. Toss it all together and there you go. You got a great meal. You can let it refrigerate for a couple hours and let the flavors kind of get friendly with each other, or just serve it immediately. If you have picky eaters, make it into like a buffet style. So separate all the ingredients out into bowls and let everybody make their own kind of salad that they're gonna like. But there you go, plant-based, pretty simple, flexible, and budget friendly because you can just use what you have and what you can afford in your budget. One thing I want to say, when you are trying to make budget-friendly, plant-forward meals, I really want to help you increase the flavor of those meals. Because these are plant-based meals and we're not relying on the meat or the dairy to kind of bring us that comforting flavor that we're all used to, at least here in the US. So there are a couple of different things that you can do. One, you need to focus on like the balance between acidity and salt. Basically that means tasting it and seeing if it's salty enough or seeing if it's acidic enough and just kind of playing with it. So my favorite plant-forward recipes are ones that have like that tang, okay? So it's like the Greek salad recipe that I'm showing you, and it's the budget-friendly meal salad, and there's just something really pleasing about that flavor to me. I know it's not everybody's favorite, but that's just one thing that I've learned to focus on. It's that balance of like lemon and olive oil and salty. It's very filling and it makes really delicious meals that my whole family loves. Let's talk about making a family-friendly salad bar. So we're going to pick out our family's favorite salad toppings and make a nice healthy bed of greens, and then you can just kind of play with it. I set all of the salad toppings out. In this case, I'm going to add some chickpeas because those are a good protein. If you want to add some chopped hard-boiled eggs or some tuna or some nuts, things like that, those are good filling additions to a salad bar. Cheese is also a good fat and protein option. I'm also going to add an avocado because that is a good healthy fat, and honestly, an avocado really makes a salad for me. Like, it's really, really delicious and satisfying so that you're not missing the meat so much. For this salad bar, I literally just looked in my kitchen and just found whatever I had. Sometimes we have half as many options, sometimes we have a few more options, but I'm just gonna lay them all out on the counter and let everybody make their own salad. We always add croutons because they're very family friendly at our house, and I like to focus on 2 different salad dressings. So we have our Greek dressing, which is my family favorite. I have a YouTube video about it, I have a recipe, all of that. And I also like to offer ranch dressing, which is a family-friendly thing. Okay, I know cutting an avocado can be tricky, so I just wanted to show you 2 different ways that I found that are pretty easy. Main thing you want to do is cut it around lengthwise and then use the knife to pry the pit out. And then you can either slice it into little cubes and then squeeze it out of the skin. You can see here I'm scooping out some bad parts with the spoon, no big deal. Then your second option is to cut little slices with a knife and then use the spoon to scoop it out of the skin. I like a good salad bar because it kind of puts everybody in the family in control of their own plate. It makes leftovers really easy, it makes cleanup really easy because it just put the lids on everything. And we can dig into this salad throughout the week. It's also very flexible. I just use whatever salad stuff we have on hand, and then we'll add sourdough or baked potatoes to make it a full meal for the whole family. The other thing that you need to focus on is the textures. So again, when you have picky eaters, then this might not work for everybody, but for me, I find plant-based meals really delicious if there are multiple textures in each bite. So that's why when we make the Greek salad, we've got like the soft and squishy olives, we've got the quinoa, which is kind of a fun texture, we've got crunchy cucumbers, and with the budget-friendly salad, I like to add sprouts because that's kind of a fun texture, and then all of those things just make it very pleasing for your mouth. Like, think about something that's deep fried. You've got the crunchy on the outside and then you've got the soft in the middle, and so it's multiple textures and it's just more delicious. Or think about a hamburger. So you've got like the soft and squishy bun, and then you've got like a crunchy lettuce and onion, and then you've got the gooey cheese, but it's lots of textures all at once, and it's kind of fun. Or like a sandwich. Some of the best sandwiches have multiple textures built into it. You don't have to do this, especially because like I have picky eaters, so a lot of times I will actually separate out everything and everybody can kind of make their own dish, and I've got some kids who don't want anything to mix, any kind of textures, and they just want to eat one thing at a time, and that's totally fine. I'm just saying, if you're struggling with finding plant-forward recipes that you really enjoy, maybe focus on the textures and see if that's something that will be more delicious for you. For this next meal, we're going to make a pot of rice and grab some vegetables from the freezer, and we're gonna make a batch of quick fried rice. Now, I'm not an expert at making fried rice. This is my very American version of this, but it's a way that works for us, and it's pretty simple. I'm just going to take some onions and saute them in a pan with a little bit of oil. I'm going to add some garlic and let those saute for another minute or two. And then I'm going to throw a whole bag of frozen stir-fry veggies into the same pan. Because I want a lot of veggies in here, I also added some extra green beans and some peas. We're just going to load it up with as many veggies as we can. I like to keep the pan pretty hot, and I don't add too much oil while the veggies are thawing in the pan, but then once they're kind of soft and thawed, I'll add a little more oil and I'll cook them until they are thoroughly soft but not completely cooked. While those are cooking, I'm going to crack 2 eggs into a bowl and they'll be ready in a minute. Scooch the veggies over to the side, add a little bit of oil, and then add the eggs. Use the spatula to scramble them and wait until they are almost completely cooked before stirring them into the rest of the veggies. After that, I like to add some cayenne pepper, or you can add regular pepper, the rice, and soy sauce. Stir it all up and you're good. It's a really simple process. It takes a little bit of practice, but you can use whatever frozen vegetables you have in your freezer. Just throw in some rice. You can use brown rice or white rice. As long as you have some eggs and soy sauce, it's going to be really delicious. The other thing that I want to emphasize when you're making plant-forward recipes is making sure that you have a good balance of carbs and protein and fat. Even though these are plant-forward, even though you're not doing a whole lot of meat and dairy, you still want to make sure you've got a good amount of fat and protein in your meals in order to make them really filling and satisfying. For a meal salad, I'm also going to add some beans to it and maybe some cheese for a little bit of protein and a little bit of fat. If you're trying to make a budget-friendly, satisfying, plant-based meal for the whole family, it's a good idea to make sure that you're focusing a lot on some healthy carbs and healthy proteins and healthy fats all in one meal. Now, everybody's got their different diets and different things, and I tend to try to focus less on carbs in the evening. So if these are going to be for dinner, then I will fix my plate just a little bit differently than I fix a plate for everybody else in the family. But these are just ideas. It's what's worked for us. Lastly, I want to give you 2 really simple vegan veggie-loaded soups that you can make in your Instant Pot or slow cooker or on the stove top. I already have YouTube videos about these actually, so I'm just gonna share them in the description and share them above here. But this is my favorite Instant Pot vegetable soup. It's literally just loaded with vegetables and whatever beans you have, and also extremely flexible. So I'm using like spinach and stuff like that in here, but you can use all kinds of things. And then my other favorite family-friendly soup is this lentil soup that is veggie loaded and lentil based, and it's got some turmeric in it. It's a family favorite. You can get the full recipes for all of these in the description, and I hope that seeing them made in front of you was helpful. Those are our 5 favorite plant-based meals. They are budget-friendly, they're very flexible, and I hope you got some good ideas that you can use for your family. Thank you to Kitchen Stewardship for collaborating with us in this video. I'm Stephanie from StephanieJenkins.com and CheapskateCook.com, and I hope to see you next time for more ways to save money and eat healthy. Ugh. One thing I want to say for collaborating with us in